Sorry, excuse me.
We're gonna go through some 80 proof, these are 40% ABV bourbons, as recommended by the Magnificent Bastards in the Whiskey Tribe. So Brian Brushwood from the Modern Brogue and from the amazing, if you haven't seen it yet, you have to see, World's Greatest Con, a phenomenal podcast. I don't want to talk to you about it because I kind of wish I did it and I kind of hate you that you did it. Okay, so we're gonna go through, in order of recommendation, what the Magnificent Bastards voted on as a crowdsourced list for 80 proof, 40% ABV bourbons.
I've seen the list.
Yeah.
And our community, love you guys, but you did
Can't
a bad
count.
job.
You can't count.
You did a bad job.
You're bad at math.
Yeah. I think they just don't like the.
Right. They don't like the 80 proof.
They don't like the 80 proof.
Right. Wild Turkey. Now, we always are talking about the Wild Turkey 101, the Wild Turkey rare breed. This isn't an 80 proof, 40% ABV. This is 40.5. Do we want to? Do we want to say close enough?
No cop would pull them over for going, like, if the speed limit is 40.
Okay.
Okay.
No cop is gonna pull you over if you're drinking some
Force.
Are you okay?
Oh, did you notice that I didn't get a drop on me? Didn't get a drop on me.
A little bit right there, though. All right, so what are we looking for in this?
Here's the thing, this is gonna be a lower proof version of the wildly popular bang for your buck whiskey in the community. The 101, and then like the rare breed, the rare breed are beautiful whiskeys. This is gonna be like the damn near 80 proof version of that whiskey.
Wild turkey. You wanna hear a good turkey noise? Turkey noise.
This has more body, more thickness, more richness.
Caramel and hay.
Yeah, there is a lot of sweetness in there. It's so amazing because you guys are better at the words and the smells than I am. And it's like, I don't know the words, and then I hear you say them, and then suddenly I smell them. Like with rye, I couldn't have an anchor until somebody said dill. And then all of a sudden, then I had an anchor.
That's one of the most fun things. All right, jump.
He's
go.
I love this whole episode. I love the fact that we're not going for the burning, race car fuel.
I kept that in mind for you because you do get tossed around with the higher proof stuff. Yeah, so like this is as low as it gets on a neat pour.
The mouthfeel is much more oily than I would expect from a bourbon.
Now the people that are getting deep into the whiskey scene, it's like, I want more. And then they're gonna crank it to like the 101 proof. But for a lot of people, this is kind of the point of the episode. The gateway version of a bourbon, the thing that's gonna open up the door to this very interesting journey getting into more elaborate, exotic, higher proof whiskeys. It starts with stuff like this. This is what gets your friends and family into the whiskey scene. Having had experienced the 101 and the rare breed a lot of times, like I do miss what those are bringing to the table, but this is fine. This is nice. This is reasonable.
I like it actually. For me, it's kind of sweet though.
You're actually a good bartender.
Thank you.
You know what? Look, there's a previous shoot. Brian pointed out the one word that I've been trying to remove from my vocabulary. You did. When I inevitably get canceled, the only reason I'm okay with it is because it's Brianna's fault.
Probably true. You said the first person to get canceled gets a raise.
It's on the internet.
I don't.
Can't take. No, I remember that. I was there. I have an idea for a script.
Oh.
I ain't never written.
I want to know now.
You do.
Okay, all right. Can I?
Yeah.
Not
Okay, all right.
say it.
Do you remember the movie Brewster's Millions?
No.
It does make sense that our first two entries are very neutral. They're very safe. There are a few people this is going to offend.
I would be surprised if there's something in the 80 proof that is going to be exotic and weird and funky. I think these are intended to be as accessible as possible.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Old Forester Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
This is another 40 on the nose.
This is, oh my goodness.
86 proof.
This is
cheating already.
This is 86 proof, 43%. This is not actually officially showing up in the list here. This is going to be an honorable mention because 86, that's far enough away. It's like, no, doesn't count, doesn't count. But on the nose, what do we got?
This is one of the weird things about branding is I don't know how much of it is the fact that my mind is anchored around trees, but I immediately smelled a little bit of pine.
Okay.
Is that weird?
Okay.
I was thinking like a maple tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
With a
interesting.
little bit of maple.
Yeah, I get more cherry on this.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a sweet uptick.
Even this small of a difference in the proof, you can tell. There's
yeah,
just a
yeah.
little bit more
It's
bump.
all
little
hot.
fiery.
Yeah.
All right,
Hot.
ready?
Are we mouthing? Oh, you guys are already
I'm mouthing the hell out of it.
a little peppery there.
A little
Even.
peppery, a little bit more of like an overly steeped tea bag bitterness.
It's really wild how such a tiny bit more alcohol takes a lot longer for the burn to recede and for you to actually get the taste notes. It's around here that I should start adding just a few drops of water.
Honorable mention, we're gonna move on, but
Trees and heat is really all I got.
it showed up on the list. I agree that it's nice, but it's not the 80 proof.
Yeah.
In the comments, we should ask the MBs, all right, 100 proof, let's take it up a notch.
Okay.
The best, let's keep it bourbons for this.
Yeah.
Best bourbons, 100 proof bourbons. No, let's not, no honorable mentions. Check and make sure it's 100 proof, 50% ABV in the comments. Where
Excuse me.
did my list go?
Okay, give me a conversation between a sheep and a turkey.
That was
A
good.
sheep and a turkey, but it's an escalating argument, and then a cow comes in.
Oh, I can't do a good cow.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Oh, you're gonna chime in? Okay.
Yeah. The cow's never coming.
This episode has been sponsored by Policy Genius. Policy Genius was built to modernize the life insurance industry. So with a couple of clicks, you're going to be able to seamlessly compare policies so you can find the best solution for whatever you're looking for. They're not incentivized to recommend one company over another. They just exist to present you the options as clearly and plainly as simply as possible for you to make the best decision for you and your family. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $25 a month for $1 million in coverage. Some options offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. I have life insurance and I have had to go through those exams, and it was a really long, drawn out process. But I much rather would have used a tool like Policy Genius to just compare the rates and figure out what am I looking at in the spectrum of how much is it going to be for me and my family to have a really nice life insurance policy that isn't going to break the bank month to month. So there's no hidden fees. They keep your personal information private. It's one of the many reasons why there are thousands of 5-star reviews on places like Google and Trustpilot. So obviously when it comes to life insurance, you want to get a really good policy, a really good rate. If you go to policygenius.com/Whiskey Tribe. You can make this weird situation go away. Very simple and easy, and you can rest easy.
All right, this is going to be Basil Hayden. Basil Hayden is going to be your Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Straight just means it's going to be at least 2 years old.
How close to our speed limit are we?
This should be 40%. Yep, 80 proof.
Would it be crazy for me to say sandalwood or cedar? Or
I was
don't know.
getting that wood note is the front
Ooh,
leading.
the
note.
sandalwood a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting a little sawdusty too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sawdust of a sandalwood.
like
Sandal
suddenly
sawdust.
I'm in an attic somewhere, right?
There's also like a
Sorry, he was
sweetness
like,
in there. Ah, that cow! Damn it!
it is a little bit more flat than I would expect.
I'm getting more cherry on this than any other thing so far.
I get a little honey in there.
I love how temperate
Yeah.
and slow the experience is.
It does unfold very, very gradually.
A little sweet flower in there.
Like an orphan.
What?
This one is maybe my favorite so far because
Oh,
it's
okay.
the slowest motion journey. It felt to me like an 8 to 9 second ride.
Yeah.
And at no point did anything spike where I felt that super big heat.
That does not surprise me based on what I know about you and your preferences when it comes to alcohol.
Right.
Because you don't like the big spikes and flavored heat. Don't treat me too naughty.
Right.
I'm a delicate flower.
What-
No, you're a delicate, soft man. You just need the most gentle of flavors to tickle your little baby tongue.
I like a little bit of challenge, but not an overwhelming scream. And so this seems to bridge that divide for me.
Yeah. Okay, so the Evan Williams, now if I remember correctly, This may be another one of those ish bottles. Hey, look at that, 43%, 86 proof.
Oh, those mother frickers.
When you say mother frackers, do you mean that they put explosives inside of somebody's mother and fractionalize
And
order to harvest
the
the
minerals.
Precisely.
those mother
That's what I mean.
frackers?
So Evan Williams, we're not gonna spend too much time on this because it is not strictly an 80 proof, but on the nose, what do we got? Because apparently for the low proof stuff at least, this is pretty high on the list for people.
I do smell the ethanol very strongly.
It shows up higher on this nose than it did on the previous noses.
I agree.
Even at the similar proof.
Would I be crazy? And again, I'm not good at the words for the smells. Mossy? Does that make sense?
Oh.
Hold on. You just said words with your face there.
Interesting. I could see a little moss in there.
When I smell it, I picture being in the woods and a ray of sunshine hitting a patch of moss for some reason. I don't know.
A warm moss?
It's like a warm, almost drying moss.
I get it's a peppery honey.
I
Yeah.
get like a stale honey.
Oh, a stale.
Yeah.
See, I got the cracked.
No, I definitely get some of the cracked pepper.
Yeah, cracked peppercorn. Ready? Smell
Yeah,
that.
do your mouth.
It's much more tame. Now I feel off and on board.
I was about to say, this is the first one where the nose has been a stronger experience for me than the taste.
That is true. It's not bad,
It tastes like
but it goes away pretty quick.
warm, dusty summer air. You know what I mean? Get back in there and picture that.
All right. It wants to be higher though.
It's
And
nice.
and
Yeah, I you know what?
Yeah.
This is the first one that I'm like, I think it suffers from not being a higher proof.
You can tell the flavors are there, but it's just kind of like a pale imitation of what you know it wants to be.
It's just desaturated, right?
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
No, I don't like what's happening right now. Jim Beam was always the punishment. In every drinking game I ever played in college,
Okay.
Jim Beam was the punishment.
Okay. Why was it the punishment though? Tell me
Because-
more about your drinking games in college.
There was definitely like a card game that we played and we spun around a Lazy Susan with a bunch of shots and you lost if you drank the Jim Beam.
You had to make out with your
Interesting.
roommate and it was weird afterwards. And...
Yeah.
Okay, let's confirm. Hey, 80 proof.
Nice. We got a real one.
Nice. In the third place here on the nose, what do we got? Hey.
Sweet corn.
Oh, yes.
It's also, I guess, unsurprisingly mild since it's 40 alcohol. Wow. This used to be the definition of too much to me.
Oh.
And yet-
Oh, this has evolved in your experience.
Well, and yet right now,
Yeah.
it's not enough.
Wow.
It's very smooth and kind of boring,
It is not enough.
right?
Yeah.
I did not
Slight
expect
brown
that.
sugar, slight black tea, little trace of the oak. You've been around long enough to know kind of like what the lower proof stuff does versus the higher proof stuff. And even in this, the thing that you remember as being way too much. In this moment, you're like, wait a minute, this isn't enough. Coming in at number 2 on the list of the nicest 80 proof, 40% ABV bourbons, according to the Magnificent Bastards, the whiskey lovers around the world.
Acres isn't 80 proof though. It's not.
Come on, man!
Another
What is it?
honorable
What is-
mention.
what
Another
is it?
honorable mention.
Nice
Another
work,
Yeah.
MVs.
Now here's the thing. Whenever it gets ranked up there, they're like, okay, we'll put it in. It's an honorable mention though, so we're not going to spend a ton of time on this wheated bourbon. A wheated bourbon is basically a bourbon where the secondary grain, like the second most used grain in the mash bill, is wheat instead of rye.
How hot is this one going to be?
This is going to be a 90 proof, 45%.
It's not even.
Yeah, we're still low. We're still
right,
low.
all
We're
right.
still low. The thing I
You
always
Definitely get the heat immediately.
well, it's not that much higher.
I mean, for my comfort.
Oh,
yeah.
fair enough. He's mouthing real slow. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Oh, so dry. So dry.
I like it.
It's dust and forgotten dreams.
And also cherry.
And a little cherry, yeah. little cherry on
I
top.
don't get a lot of the cherry.
You don't get a lot of cherry. I get it on the nose and on the mouth.
It's probably just overwhelming with the proof.
I'm finding a sweet eucalyptusy note. Then underneath that, it's kind of like this wood tannin quality. Brianna is flicking her tongue like a lizard.
Yeah.
What do you
I
got?
get that eucalyptus.
Oh,
I do.
nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
What are you finding?
Just too much. Would,
Oh.
would that be okay
Ooh,
to
ooh,
say?
ooh, ooh,
I'm
ooh.
getting too much.
sure.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes to the lower proof stuff, a lot of people that are deep into whiskey, they're not getting enough.
Let me see if I can find something else.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really shoving that snaz in there too.
I'm getting shame. Yeah. I'm getting mockery. I'm getting belittlement.
So accurate notes.
I'm really good at this.
No, I'm gonna tap out. I don't have the
like
right
it.
words for whatever it is I'm
Okay,
getting.
fair enough. The number one 80 proof, 40% ABV whiskey that the crowdsourced.
Was it by a lot or just a little bit?
Just 4 roses.
What?
4 roses.
The yellow label. Now I gotta confirm because you shady bastards have been throwing, yep, 80 proof, 40%.
Okay, this is a brand I'm totally unfamiliar with.
Yeah. All right, on the nose.
Okay, so actually 40. Oh,
Sweet.
Okay.
it's, how can I put it?
Balls.
This is going to be bad, 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 but there's something I like very much in the nose of this that reminds me for some reason of drinking from a garden hose or from a squirt gun, and I don't know what it is.
What did you say?
Look, we were having a ball.
Oh, you said like drinking out of a hose.
Drinking
Oh, hose
Yeah.
water.
like out of a garden hose or water from a
I
squirt
could
gun
see
or
that.
something like
Yeah.
a little bit plasticky.
Plasticky, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of a rubber quality.
But
water
in
quality.
a good way.
Interesting. I could definitely see that.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Dude,
good,
Hell
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Right again.
All right, here we go.
Mouth. It kind of disappears a little bit.
What
does.
if this one, we know this one is a 40% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And yet somehow it feels hotter and spicier than I got from
really?
even
Does
the
it?
higher
It falls
ones.
off for me.
Interesting.
I'm not mad at this being like the highest on the list.
Yeah.
Because it is the most balanced. But again, all of the flavors, I want them to be a little bit higher. Go ahead.
Maybe that's the problem, is that it is so balanced that I don't really have an anchor. I can't.
Okay.
It's the communism
Okay.
of 40% booze. It might have been the technique by which I drank where it splashed a little bit farther back.
Do this thing where you don't splash it.
You're gonna splash it like that.
It's very splashy.
Settle
it's very
down.
splashy. Yeah. Just calm.
Okay, that looks
That
cool.
looked pretty. Well, I thought it looked pretty splashy actually. Did you splash?
I can smell your face from here.
It smells like powder. Dude, your powder
You smell kind of nice, actually. You get a good scent about you.
like you're old and powdery.
How long should I stay here?
Wait a minute. Have you been watching Kunk?
Come.
Yo, you been kunking?
Dude, I almost
This is an intervention.
I almost texted you. This is what you do.
You got a problem with the kunk? You got a problem
No,
with
I
us?
was gonna say, look,
So intense right now.
you go full Hundy.
Yeah.
And then you do Kunk on Earth on Netflix, and then you do refrigerated blueberries. Also, you're welcome.
You, like eat them while I'm watching it?
Don't put them on your butt. Like, of course you eat them.
Refreshing. I